This video is a guide to show learners that their brains are capable of growing, and it will make them confident in their abilities to succeed. To implement the video exercise, some preparation must be done. Choose a scenario relevant to your school context. For example, are all the learners going to watch the video in a lab, or individually on their laptops or tablets? Or are you going to split the class into two groups to access the laptops, tablets or desktops? Or are the learners going to watch the video from a projector screen? You have now chosen a suitable scenario, so let's watch the video about the secret about the brain.
Chapter 1. Mojo discovers a secret about his brain. A secret that will change the way he looks at the world forever. Our story begins with Mojo, a friendly monster who loved school, especially math. Until one day, when something terrible happened. The math problems got harder. Nothing made sense anymore. Mojo had a devastating thought. He just wasn't smart enough for school. It seemed the only reasonable thing to do was pack his things and leave forever. Just then, he heard his friend Katie laughing. "Mojo, you can't just give up," she said. "I have no choice, Katie," said Mojo. "You're either born smart or you're not. And I realize today that I'm not." "Mojo, that's not how it works," said Katie. "Anyone can be smart. You just have to work at it." "Psh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard," said Mojo. "It's not ridiculous, it's science," said Katie. "Neuroscientists studied the brain for years and discovered an incredible secret, that your brain is like a muscle. When you try challenging things, like those hard math problems, you're giving your brain the exercise it needs to get stronger, which makes you smarter." "Ooh, is that really true?" said Mojo. "Of course," said Katie. "It's like how when you were a baby, you didn't know how to talk. But you kept trying, exercising your brain, until one day you could."
Mojo!
Mojo couldn't believe what he was hearing. If your brain was really like a muscle, did that mean anyone could become smarter? Even him? He turned to ask Katie, but just then, she had to be off to her next class. But maybe you can answer Mojo's question. What do you think? Can Mojo become smarter? What about you? Now that's an interesting question indeed.
The grade 4, 5, 6 and 7s will have a group and class discussion. The grade 8 to 12s will have a peer discussion on the content of the video. Separate the class into smaller groups to discuss the following question. Why does Mojo want to leave school? Answers may include: maths class become too hard. He wants to give up. He thinks that because maths is hard, he has to leave. Pose the following question to the learners. Do you know someone who has felt the same way as Mojo is feeling? What does "the brain is like a muscle" mean? Does it mean when you work it out, it gets stronger? Why is the brain like a muscle? We know from exercising that when we have bigger muscles, we are stronger and can do harder things, such as solving problems. Ask learners, what is your hardest subject at school, and how can you grow your brain in that subject? Answers may include practicing the subject often, asking for help, putting extra effort into it. Ask learners, what kind of mindset do you want to have during COVID-19? Is this an opportunity to grow your brains and try to understand how it impacts on you and your family, and use the information to make well-informed decisions? Finally, discuss the key messages of the video. The brain is like a muscle and must be trained often to be more powerful. No one is born stupid or smart. Everyone can train their brain to become smarter through considerable effort. Conclude the session with the following chant.
Everyone can be smart. The brain is like a muscle. It must be trained to be stronger. If fail, try again. Everyone can be smart. The brain is like a muscle. It must be trained to be stronger. If fail, try again. You're smart.